coming into this game today, you in order to win playoff games, you were going to have to outscore teams. Period. End of story. I think everyone understood that, and I think anyone who had a realistic clue understood that when you came into this game today, you had a realistic option that you had to outscore teams. Period. End of story. There was no other way, no ifs, ands, or ors about it. You had to outscore teams. And I go listen to Woodward Sports. I go listen to 97 won the ticket. I go listen to God, I go listen to everybody. Everybody was saying this was a game that they would walk over. This is a game that they would absolutely destroy the Commanders. And deep down inside, like everyone knows where I stood a couple weeks ago. Couple weeks ago, I had this post. It was after the Bills game, and I said exactly this. I said Lions have lived on the edge, but if Aleem and Carlton Davis are out indefinitely, which they were, the Super Bowl dream is dead. The Lions won't quit because of their culture, but to get to the Super Bowl win it, you need to have luck every year because to win because of the battle attrition is so big, this is too much to overcome. As sad as it is, Dan Campbell knows it because he wants to squeeze every possession with a score. He won't admit it publicly, but talent wins, and the most of the Lions' talent was on IR. I told you that. But I go on 97 won a ticket. I go on Woodward Sports. Some of these podcasters, these content creators that are Lions content creators, they're so dishonest to you. They're so effing dishonest to you. They can't tell you, hey, guys, we're gonna have to win with offense. I told you straight from the source. I said we gotta win with offense. And if the offense suddenly says, hey, we're gonna take a shit one day, guess what? You're not winning that game because your defense is way too hurt to overcome. I mean, let's be honest. Like, did you think at one point in today's game, do you say, "Damn, I wish we had Lee McNeil. Damn, I wish we had Aiden Hutchinson. Damn, I wish we had Carlton Davis." I think everyone along the lines would say that. That was the issue. We could look here. We could say about Jared Goff, right? Jared Goff had interceptions today, 2 interceptions. It really didn't matter. Because the end of the reality of the situation is this. They had to go out and play a perfect game to win. They had to go play a perfect game to win. The offense had to play a perfect game every game to win. The only game they didn't have to play a perfect game in was the Minnesota game. And you ran into Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold was he was Sam Darnold. So look, if you went down the line and you saw the Chicago Bears score they scored 24 on you or something. You saw the 49ers put up points on you. The Minnesota Vikings fell into a wayside. It came down to what exactly I told you guys it was going to happen. And I think it's totally dishonest what some of the people in the media were telling you. I think it's totally dishonest what some of the people at 97 or Woodward Sports or any content creator that you listen to when they were saying, no, this is a Super Bowl winning team. And if they don't win, it's a failure. It's just totally dishonest. It's totally dishonest. Like, there is no way in hell on planet Earth that you think for 1 second that this was a failure of a season because your expectations were what? Your expectations are what? You're telling me the expectation didn't change when you have 21 players on IR? The expectation definitely did change. And if you didn't think it changed, it's on you. Early before the season, I predicted them to go to the Super Bowl. I predicted them to go to the Super Bowl and play the Texans. That's who I predicted to win. Evidently they both lost today. But did I expect the Detroit Lions to have 22 players on IR at one time? No one did. And you could look at it from two different perspectives. Okay, you could look at it from a perspective of, well, the defense should have played better. Well, guess what, guys? When you get this isn't effing Madden, okay? When you get down to the nitty gritty and you get down to the guys like the bottom of the barrel of the chili pot, good luck. Good luck. I mean, the teams that you are going to have to go through to win a Super Bowl this year is death row. Like, I know the Eagles aren't that great of a team. I know the Rams aren't that great of a team. I know the Commanders aren't that great of a team. But the reality of the situation is all your defensive talent was on injured reserve. There was no way that there was expectation that you could win a Super Bowl. And if you had the expectation that you were going to win a Super Bowl, like I said, I didn't think it was real. I didn't think it was real. I said a couple months ago, I didn't think it was real that the Detroit Lions were going to win a Super Bowl. And a lot of people attacked me. It is what it is. I don't care. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying at the end of the day, you just have to be real with yourself. And I feel like a lot of the media, they were totally dishonest with you, because they kept perceiving this narrative that this team was way too good to lose and this team was blah 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 blah. There is kinks in armor. We knew that there were kinks in armor, and if the Lions offense didn't come to play, like I've said over and over again, you were losing that game. There was just no other way. And we could sit here all day. We could talk about this Lions team and what they did and what they did right. And at some point in time, we'll go over, how great of a season was, because it was a good season for the most part. But today, it literally came down to two things. It came down to two things. You played a hot Commanders team who was feeling it themselves. They were feeling themselves. And then you come today in today's game, you lose your corner that was your top corner, Amik Robertson. You lose him. So you lose Amik, you lose Carlton, you lose Lee McNeil, Hutchinson, you lost Makai Wingo, you lost Derek Barnes, you lost Rodrigo. Like going down the line, like there was no you couldn't just sit here and go, "Oh, it's gonna be fine." It never was that way. And I felt like a lot of people in the media were totally being dishonest with the people. I was trying to be honest with you. But the reality of the situation, it came up and it spun itself in the worst perspective. When the Lions won that game against the Texans, that was a game that they should not have won by any stretch of the imagination. And they win that game, and a lot of people think that you can win your games playing the way that they did. And those were the two worst games of the season. You went 1-1. Unfortunately, the one that you lost was in the most important part of the season. So that sucks. And that's the way it goes. And this is the way playoff football is. Like, you don't come with your A game. You play your B minus game. You play your C plus game, and the other team plays their A plus game, or even their A minus game. It's over. And that's exactly what we saw tonight with the Detroit Lions. Because look, there's not much to really be happy about with this game. I don't think there's anybody that's sitting here saying this is something to be proud of or whatever the case may be. It just isn't that way. But I want to know what you think. Comment below.